Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Yadira. Today I do have a luxury unboxing. This is going to be a jewelry piece that's actually in my wish list. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So I got something from David Yurman. David Yurman is something that has been on my wish list for maybe a few years now. And I do have some pieces by David Yurman already within my collection, but I've been wanting to add another piece, either one thing or another. I just haven't made my way to the store to purchase one. I was in between sizes, so I think that is key as to why I haven't purchased one from the online store versus going into the actual boutique. But nonetheless, I was able to go into the store just yesterday and it was great because I was able to try on a few different pieces in an array of different colors, silver, gold, all these other like gemstones that they also have. So anyways, let's just get to see what it is that I got. And I will say that the last time that I got something from David Yurman, they had a different packaging. It was more so like a dark charcoal with like a silver tone lettering, I think. But this time it is more of like a tan and light brown, which is very nice. So in here we just have my receipt that I will just peek through right there. And then also this is a care card. Well, actually it just says thank you for choosing a piece of beautiful artistry from David Yurman. But then it also says to keep your David Yurman jewelry looking the best, we recommend you buff it with the white side of the enclosed polishing cloth after each wear and store it in the pouch. Okay, so this is the cloth that they give you. It looks to be the same sort of material both the front or the back side, but it specifically says to use the white side, which I guess is cool because like if you start getting like all the tarnish on this side, you can just fold it over and always have cleaning cloth looking nice, not necessarily all streaky. But I am gonna put this back in here because I do have a few polishing cloths, both from also David Yurman and Tiffany's, as well as James Avery, that I use whenever I do clean my jewelry pieces. So I'm just gonna tuck this back in here and use this whenever my other ones get all dirty. But here is the piece. It comes in this beautiful box and this maroon sort of ribbon, quite nice. And is this like I thought this was like a little stretchy one, but so oh, I guess that's a nice trick. But okay, cool. Anyways, okay, cool. So this is the box. It has the David Yurman branding in a gold, and so it comes with a pouch, and let me just show you the pouch, like magnetic closure. Inside it is a 2-sleeve, so it has a main compartment and then it has a separator, and I'm kind of pinching it together so that you don't see what the actual piece is. But I really do like this carrying sleeve for travel and much prefer it instead of getting like the box that I got with my other piece. But anyways, by this point in time you probably already know what it is. And so here is, actually comment down below, what do you think that I got? All right, so ding, ding, ding. I got one of their signature pieces. This is the Cable Classics bracelet in the size 7mm with the Prasiolite gemstone. It has a little bit of residue from where the retail sticker was at. I was about to have a heart attack thinking I have some kind of indentations or something in my piece, but I'm gonna come up close to show you this beauty. And I guess I can use my polishing cloth to take off that sticker residue. I did tell her that I had a bracelet already, so I'm wondering if that's why I got like the travel pouch instead of getting a box. So I really do appreciate the pouch that they gave me because like I showed, it does have 2 compartments. that you can have like your bigger pieces up in the front, like for example the bracelet itself, and then have like your small necklace or your earrings in the back side, and this is plenty. There is a little bit of a spacing right here, so definitely don't put like small diamonds or something that can fit through that hole that you can possibly lose through travel. But yeah, this is a very nice pouch, and I actually do prefer this as opposed to the box. While I do keep the box in case of resale, this is just, you know, handy for an everyday purpose, just because for me at least, I try to buy everything for me and not necessarily because I want to sell it. So if that moment does come, I do have the packaging to sell whatever it is as a full set for me to enjoy it, which is the sole purpose of me buying things. I do appreciate this the best. So there is that. Now coming to the bracelet, I guess I can put it on now. And I tried on a few bracelets. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get this one because in store it looks so wide. It's a beautiful color, but I was really worried about dropping it and losing it. But I have, whoa, you can see the imprint. I have this bracelet, and this is by Kendra Scott's. Obviously not as expensive. Yes, this one's so much cheaper, and if I was to lose it, I would be sad because I do have the set. I have the actual necklace and I have the little earrings that match this. But again, it's not too expensive like whenever we're comparing it to like $800. This one in particular has a bigger gap right here. So whenever I had this one on in store, it actually sat like this. So I was like, okay, well, can I get a smaller size? Or I wasn't sure about getting this one in particular. I was scared of this, of having it be here and then just sort of something like this happening. But of course, at that point in time, like I think that I would feel it coming off my wrist. And that's something that I kind of wondered about this bracelet, but I've had this bracelet for years. I want to say I got it maybe in like 2019-ish, around there. I've never had a problem with, you know, actually losing this sort of bangle. And whenever I did go, I was wearing another Kendra Scott bracelet at the time that is a little bit like closer in the actual entrance of your wrist, so I couldn't really compare it at the time. I wish I was wearing this one, so because this one has a larger gap. That's kind of why I took longer at the store. And also she did expand it quite big, but I don't know, I kind of feel bad about expanding it and then closing it in. That's, I don't know. I wonder if she gave me another one. She didn't have another one in stock, but I feel like maybe whenever she was packaging, she probably squeezed it. This is what the bracelet looks like by itself. And if you see, it kind of sits on this side of my wrist. But yeah, that's how that sits on my wrist. And my other one being a 4mm. This one, I feel like it's so easy to get in and out of my wrist, and I love that because I don't have to stretch it, right? I don't think I mentioned the price, but this is $800 US, to where if I lost it, I would be sad. I would most definitely be sad. But yeah, so that was my concern. But now looking at it at home, my 4mm bracelet is actually a little bit wider, so I should be fine with my new 7mm expensive bracelet. Here's what I mean, like this spacing here, how this one's more close together. She did show me another one that had a gold lock or like a buckle that I think I would probably getting as a third bracelet, just to kind of break up, you know, the two little gaps, have something in between. But even then, I do think, like, for example, this would still be hitting the gemstone in the actual bracelet. Or actually, it doesn't look bad if I turn it around. And last year, I had actually purchased a petite size David Yurman bracelet in the 5mm with the Prasiolite stone from Fashion File, but I never did an unboxing or showed it because I guess in the back of my mind, I knew it was going to be too small for me anyways. So I opened it really quickly and I couldn't even try it on, and I guess I could have expanded it the way the lady at the store did. I didn't want to damage the actual bracelet, so I just decided to send it back, and it worked out because now I have the Prasiolite gemstone cable bracelet but in 7mm instead of the 5. And quite honestly, I do really like the way it looks. I'm not someone who stacks my bracelets, but now that I have two, I probably will wear both together and start getting into that stacking and enjoying your bracelets freely sort of style. I honestly thought that I was going to walk out with the blue topaz in 5mm, and I tried on so many different colors. I tried on the amethyst and also the black, which those two along with the blue topaz were like on my wish list items. But the amethyst, which is the purple, and the black kind of look very similar in color. She did also show me a garnet, which was such a deep tone that it also kind of looked like a black. So yeah, I thought that the blue was very nice. But then I remembered about, like, you know, the Prasiolite. So I asked her, I couldn't remember the technical name, so I did say, do you have a gray stone? And then she's like, yeah, we do have it. So she showed it to me in the 7mm, and this was the only small size that they had available. She showed it to me in a 5, but in a large size, which that in itself was just too big for my wrist. But she did show it to me because I kind of felt uncomfortable about the 7mm possibly getting lost, but now I feel at peace with my particular choice. But this bracelet comes in so many different gemstones that quite honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I was wearing a cream top with like a chestnut sort of color pant, and the very first bracelet that she handed over to me was the one in the citrine, which is like an orangey sort of stone, and that one looked very nice. But I think it's very particular. Like, I wear a lot of blues, blacks, like more darker tone colors, to where I don't really have pops of joy like the citrine within my, you know, wardrobe. And I do kind of want to change that because I do really like, you know, the pinks and the softer colors, more feminine colors as well. Kind of like a peachy salmon. It's like my favorite color, and I want a handbag in that color so bad. It's quite bad that I want to stray away from buying dark tone clothing the most. But yeah, I didn't want to stick with the blue for that reason, so this is what I ended up getting. Even though I was wearing, like, you know, brown tones, this one itself still looked very nice against my outfit, that I was like, you know, I think this might be like a good neutral. And she mentioned how all the other ones are very pretty, but she recommends for a first bracelet to be something that's very versatile, whether that be a black or a pearl or something like this, because this one, it has color, but it doesn't have such a rich tone like the blue topaz does. You're not going to be very constricted on what sort of coloring in your outfit that you can pair it with. And that was a great point, because for example, with the purple amethyst color, it's such a particular color that you can't really wear. I mean, of course you can mix and match all the colors, all your jewelry at any point in time, but if you are one of those that is matchy, you're probably not gonna wear it unless you have something either that's lilac or lavender or whites or soft pinks, and like that sort of color family, like magenta, or even if you're wearing like this color, like the ribbon, or like cranberry, you know, like that purple sort of color family. To whereas with this, you can wear everything. You can wear exactly what I was wearing, you know, creams, browns, and it was too nice. And even like with my top today, well, my top does have like greenish sort of colors, so I guess it automatically matches, but they don't make a clear one, or they don't make like a, what would it be, like crystal, like what would I call that? This is like close to clear that you can get. The best way that I can describe the color in itself is kind of like whenever you like if you have a pool with a white plaster, it's not like crystal clear, but like a little bit like of a tinge to the watercolor. That's kind of how I feel about this particular stone. Or like if you do have a bathtub that you're just filling it up to do, you know, to bathe in, this is kind of like the color that it gives off, or reminds me of. You know, it's a clear color. They don't have it in a crystal, but to me this color in particular is very close to that. They do have also a 4mm bracelet that I tried on, which is the same size as this one, but with a pink, and she showed me with diamonds. So instead of having gold, it has diamonds, and then it has a pink. And I thought that I could wear it with my Rolex because I do have a pink dial, but I don't think that I would carry a bracelet with my watch. Let me see. I'm sure it would look nice, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm still in that newbie space of owning a Rolex that I don't want to scratch it. I actually have a protector all over it, so I guess it wouldn't be bad to have it there if it's gonna be protected on the sides too. And I thought that one was so pretty, but I think it was $1,300, and this I had, you know, the 5mm or the 7 in mind. So I was like, okay, let me do this one as my second bracelet and possibly add that one maybe for like a birthday or something like that. So yeah, let me show you really quickly the size difference, just in case you're wondering. These are the only two I have. So this is a 4mm and this is the 7. Oh, and also my nail color is Deborah Lippman. Nothing compares to you. This one is a 4mm bracelet, and I have it in a medium size. This one is a 7mm and I got it in a small size, and that's kind of one of the things that I noticed, that for my wrist anyways, and remember these do expand, what I noticed was the smaller the millimeter, the larger the size. The bigger the millimeter, the smaller the size that I would have to choose for me. So that is great to know, because I do see these bracelets pop up here and there on Fashion File, and obviously at a discount, so at least now I know what size are compatible with my specific wrist, so that maybe if I do run into like that gold buckle bracelet from Fashion File in a very great condition, I would know what to get it in. So these are the 2 bracelets that I have so far by David Yurman. I would honestly get a third, maybe in a 5, or if not, I think I do like the 7mm. I was afraid of it because I thought that it would be so thick or so big against my wrist, but honestly I think it's quite nice and quite perfect. But I think I would like to add a necklace at some point, or maybe even something gold. I have a ring already and I have a pair of earrings already, but yeah, so far just 4 pieces in my David Yurman collection. If you have anything from David Yurman, let me know what you have. If you don't have a David Yurman bracelet and you are interested in getting one, what is the combination that is currently sparking your interest? Or if you want to add on to your collection, what is that next David Yurman piece that you want to get? So let me know if you have any questions. I want to thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.